me, as I just have mentioned. One is the big data and less of big data in the sense as I just what I mentioned. Go find out the facts. Be near to reality. Don't be in a fictitious sort of a world trying to run away from the reality, and that is what is happening today. With the advent of all the technological upgradation or the technology what we have, what it is actually leading to is a phase where everyone has got the information. It is how you use the information to the best of your ability and make sure that how you really value add to the journey or the investment which you have made without jeopardizing in any which way. So believe in the less of drama, go by the facts and figures what it is. Then commodity super cycle. What has been the decade last is with respect to all this iron ore, steel, oil, coal. These are all the commodities which are in high demand. Now with the kind of things like the next point which is that China slowing down. Okay, these commodities have also to a great extent have slowed down. So one has to realize these facts and take a cognizance of this and make the moves accordingly. Then lifting of the Iranian sanctions is positive in very many ways, but it has got its own impact in the sense that Iran is also at the end of the day one has people what they say, okay, Iran sanctions are removed. Why? What is the literal meaning of this? It's a positive for shipping, no doubt about it. But whether that lifting of Iran sanctions, to what extent it is going to bring the business, or to what extent it is going to make commercial viability is what one has to go into and make a sort of a study. It is Iran itself, if I understand correctly, has got hell a lot of tonnage, okay, over the years which it has built and which are all parked in and around their territory and which has not been put to use. So naturally when the sanctions are lifted, the first of the preference, like any nation or any jurisdiction which will give the first of the preference for its own people, it is going to come automatically. So whatever the conclusion one is drawing by the fact that sanctions are lifted, the business is going to be, yes, those are all sheer statement of facts which is not disputed. But the fact is, in terms of a real analytical way, what is going to be the implication is to be seen, to be believed. Number one, and how quickly and how in a phased manner. Is it the sanctions have been completely removed on day one? It is going to be removed on phases. What is going to be the translated impact on the business? All these things have to be seen. And the long-term demographic shift which are happening, which is again concerned with how African countries, Latin American countries and Asia in specific, how the things are getting changed, how the demand-supply equations are getting changed in this geography, which will ultimately have an impact on the requirement. So the context in which I have put this slide is anyone who is venturing into the shipping business, or for that matter who is already having a business and venturing into a sort of a further sort of a growth trajectory and eyeing for in parallel the kind of finance, has to take all these things in a holistic way rather than ignoring it or immuning conveniently and going on a sort of a bit by bit basis. So what is the key takeaway at the end of the presentation? If you want me to sum it up, basically I would put it like this. For any successful financing or shipping financing in particular, the decision has to be a very, very informed decision. It just cannot, it is applicable in this session. I sincerely thank SPNM for giving me this opportunity, so as BITSA. So thanks for both your agencies and wish you all the very best. And I also take this opportunity to thank two of my colleagues who are not here.